Uh, hey again, how you doing? Uh, I'm doing Bendy and the Dark Revival character tier list. I guess the tier list is not mine, by the way. I made some little adjustments here. I will maybe link the tier list when I finish recording, when I finish editing and all that. Okay, so we have to start the tier list obviously with the main protagonist of the game, which is Audrey. Uh, I might tell some spoilers. Maybe if you haven't seen the game, do not watch this. You have been warned. So Audrey, I would say that she's not the best. I mean, she is really cool, but I don't think she's the best character. Uh, really cool. So, yeah, Audrey, like, apparently, like, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Uh, Audrey is apparently the daughter of Mr. Drew, like Joey Drew. The revelation to me was kind of like, it felt forced. It didn't feel natural at all. It was just like, oh yeah, I created you because I wanted a family, even though I tortured my business partner. I mean, tortured? I don't think so. Maybe he just. I blamed my failures and success. I blamed my failures and tragedies because of Henry, because he left the job in the workshop, and I'm so stupid because I blame my mistakes on him, even though he didn't do anything. Yeah. So yeah, after Mr. Drew created Audrey, his daughter, essentially, like I said before, uh, he kind of changed. I think it was for the better. Uh, Audrey's like, when Audrey realizes she's made of ink, like essentially just pure ink, just an ink creature. I mean, yeah, obviously she's upset at Drew because who the fuck wants to be an ink creature? Born out of the darkness, born out of evil, born in an alternate dimension to our very own. Uh, Audrey's arc is really cool too. Uh, I mean, does she have an arc? She remains mostly the same throughout the entire game. Yeah, she has those moments with the ink demon and with the dark puddles, the ink calling her to join the dark puddles, but I don't think she changes that much. Overall, Audrey is a really cool character. She's, like I said, she's not the best, but I think she's one of the better characters in this game. Okay. Now we're gonna go with Allison. Allison, Allison was kinda, she was kinda there. Actually, both of these, like Allison and Alice. These characters were just kinda there. Like Allison appeared in the beginning. She explained to Audrey what was the ink world, kinda. Like she didn't even explain it that well. She was just kinda like, yeah, this is an alternate dimension. The ink machine creates these creatures. Uh, don't eat bacon soup that much because the aftertaste is horrible. I remember she said something like that. She was kinda there. I would say that Alice is decent. Actually, no, she's just meh. Like, she appears out of fucking nowhere, and then she decides to, oh yeah, I need your soul to make myself beautiful again. That was literally what you were trying to do with the protagonist with the first Bendy game, Mr. Henry Stein. You were trying to kill him, and you were trying to kill Boris just to make yourself pretty again. And surprise, surprise, all the experiments you tried in the previous game failed. And that's why you look so fucking awful right here, you piece of shit. You are just... At least in the first game she had more of a presence. She didn't have that much screen time, but she constantly talked to us, specifically in Chapter 3. Chapter 3 in the first game just revolved around Alice Angel. Just completely. In this game she just appears. She has a Tommy gun, but that's not gonna save her from being in these tiers. You're going in mad tier. You're kinda just there. I'm gonna put Allison in good because Allison, like I said before, she exposes Audrey to what essentially, in a very quick way, and what the ink world is, what it can do. I think she warns her Life 2 about the dark puddles. The ink calls you or something. Something like that. I will leave her in good because she at least exposed Audrey to the ink world and what it could do. Okay, so I don't know why this guy's here, like this Piper from the Butcher game. I don't know why you're here. I would say he's better than that Angel, Alice because he at least had appearances. Alice just appeared like in the I think chapter 4 or chapter 5, something like that. She just appeared. She had a gun. She was trying to kill you, and then she gets killed in the same way she was killed in the first game. So that's cool. Yeah, Paper guy. At least this guy had appearances. Like, I think that the very first jump scare, wait no, like the second jump scare I think, is this guy. Like when you're climbing some bricks, I think some stairs, and he appears out of nowhere and just slams the pipe at you and you fall down, and you have to hide. Yeah. Now we're going into more interesting territory here. We have... I love this character, but I don't remember his name. His screen time is very short. Essentially what he does is you find him stuck on a pipe, and you help him out, and then he decides to lend you, I guess, part of his powers. And that's key to the game, because to defeat this motherfucker, Alice Angel, you have to use the ability that he gave you, and also like traversing it like through the multiple pits in the game. Yeah, this guy is S tier because she gave Audrey one of the abilities to pass the game. So that's cool. And we have the Lost Ones, and the Lost Ones are actually pretty good in here. Like in the first game, they were just sad and depressed. In here, Bendy in the Dark Rebel does something different with the ink world, and that's actually make it like it's some sort of civilization, some kind of city, some kind of world. Like there's an entire city in the ink world, which I think is pretty cool. Like it's different. And the Lost Ones also speak more clearer now. They have a lot more voice work in the game. I think it's really cool. And there are also feminine versions of them now. Really cool. I just love the glow up the Lost Ones got in this game. Alright, moving on. We have Tom, and I'm gonna put Tom in... Actually, I think, yeah, just bottom meh, because Tom just appears, I think like 3 times or 2 times, something like that. I cannot recall. That's how much I pay attention to Tom. Tom is he's okay, I guess. the best thing he does is help Audrey at the end with the giant ink monster guy, a giant brute. Yeah, that's the best thing he does in the entire game. Now we have a few. Wait, no, I'm gonna put Audrey in the best. She's just cool. Wilson. Wilson is the main antagonist of Bendy and the Dark Revival. I mean, is he though? Because the Ink Demon or Bendy is also kind of a bitch. So yeah. Wilson. Wilson, like from the very beginning, Wilson was he was very interesting to say the least. Like how he spoke,
Like he speaks like he does, like he has throat issues. He speaks like he has throat issues. And then when he speaks, he sounds like he's dying of asthma. And I can't take him seriously because of that.
God damn it. Anyway, Wilson's motive to bring Audrey in the Ink World is to use her soul, because his goal, like, Wilson, he keeps claiming, like, from the very beginning, where you get transported into the Ink World by the ink machine, Wilson keeps bragging about the fact that he killed the demon, referring to Bendy, obviously. But he's doing the thing he does the best. Lie. Who could have found that out? Wilson just kind of like his motive to bring Audrey in the Ink World is because since Audrey is made purely out of ink, he can use Audrey's soul for his creation, and his creation is essentially another cartoon and the main objective of this cartoon guy that he created is to dethrone the Ink Demon, or Bendy for short. Like, he wants to dethrone Bendy and make this new cartoon guy. I think he's called Shipahoy. I mean, some channel I watch calls him Shipahoy Wilson. So I guess I'm gonna call the creature just that, Shipahoy Wilson. So Wilson creates Shipahoy Wilson to dethrone Bendy and humiliate him, and for Shipahoy Wilson to become the new ruler of the Ink World. Essentially, just Wilson wants to control the Ink World for himself, I guess. And his motivation to do this, like, just comes out of nowhere. Maybe it doesn't, because I didn't pay much attention to the lore in the papers and the memoirs and all that stuff. But from what I saw, his motivation was kind of came out of nowhere. Like, his motivation is that his father, Nathan Ark, the owner of a company that I forgot its name because that's how much I care about it. I know it's important, but yeah, Wilson's motivation to use Audrey and create Shipahoy Wilson and dethrone Bendy and kill him and all that is because he lived in his father's shadow for most of his years, and he's doing this to feel at least some kind of, to feel that he's worthy of something, to feel that he can do something with his life. I get that, but you don't just throw that out of nowhere. I'm gonna put Wilson in just really cool.
I specifically love his voice. But not with the other characters.
Okay, now you have actual Bendy. Essentially, these two characters are the same. Wilson has to do with this guy. So, quick recap for Cartoon Bendy. Wilson has like these towers that weaken the ink demon's presence. Like those towers essentially don't let the ink demon enter the area Wilson is mainly in the game, from what I can tell. Like, and whenever Bendy's close, the towers activate. Like, they detect Bendy, and they shock him, and they turn him into little cartoon Bendy over here. So this guy arrives, he gets shocked by Wilson, and then he turns into this little guy. Okay, so cartoon Bendy is really cool. He does not speak, however, and I think that makes him, and I think that adds more to his charm. From the limited screen time that he has, I think he is really cool. I love the part where he's searching for the ID card with Audrey in trying to enter, I think, where Wilson is currently in. I love that part because he looks so innocent and huggable, but when you know that it's this motherfucker, your entire opinion changes. So yeah, he's really cool. And now for the Ink Demon himself, the best. Like, my god, he is just the best. Like, I like Bendy here a lot more than I did in the previous game, because Bendy here actually has a presence. He speaks to you, and his voice too. His voice sounds like he's pretending to be Venom from the Sony movie, like the Venom Sony movie, where Venom just is a comedian apparently in that movie. He's comical, he's funny, and all that shit. Yeah, Bendy sounds like him, kind of. He reminds me of that kind of Venom. Yeah, I think that these characters are like the two ends of a dual-edged sword. Audrey is the good, and Bendy is the evil. Like, another reason why Audrey is the best. Also, like, before I talk about Audrey, quick talk about Bendy here. About the Ink Demon. The Ink Demon now looks a lot scarier than he did in the first game. And his beast form also looks a lot better than the previous game. In the previous game, his beast form was just all arms and barely just stubs as feet. That was kind of funny. But now, Bendy actually is kind of chilling. He's just kind of scary. And also, something cool about this game is that when you die from monsters and all that, they have animations when they kill you. So that's cool too. Yeah, Ink Demon Bendy is the best. He collapsed Superhero Wilson at the end, and now I'm gonna talk about the ending of Bendy and the Diver with Audrey. Like, after Bendy defeats Superhero Wilson, like, wait, no. After Audrey banishes Wilson, Bendy comes out of nowhere and defeats Ship Ahoy Wilson and dethrones Ship Ahoy Wilson. And in the process of the fight, Ship Ahoy Wilson left Audrey without both of her legs. She has nowhere to go, and Bendy just creeps towards her and basically convinces her into fusing with him, I guess. And something that's really cool is that Audrey manages to overpower him. She manages to overpower the ruler of the Ink World, which I think is really amazing. Yeah. This is maybe my final tier list of this. I don't have anything else to say for the most part. That's gonna be it for now. Might make more tier lists depending on what I do and stuff like that. If you want to subscribe to my channel, go ahead if you want to. You're not forced to. It's by you have your own free will. You have a brain. You have a heart. You do what you want. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. If you guys want me to do more type of content like this, you can always comment. And yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Peace out.